are wrestling with NXT Worlds Collide. I think this is the first time this year that we talked about NXT in at any capacity.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd say so. Yeah.
yeah. So, do you think that this is gonna be a rebrand, a kind of a new start for NXT, or is this just them trying to do something to get some ratings, or just what do you think this is, Scooter?
Well, first we have to examine what is it really that's going on here. Is it a system for total control? But is there really anybody out there? Then are we left to suffer because we can't go? What is it really that's in their heads? And what little life have left has died? It's clear that someone is taking over. Now this is when sacred worlds collide! I'm surprised nobody stopped me for that. Um, well, considering that we're getting NXT Europe, which I can't wait to see the brand new NXT European Championship.
Yay!
Um, we, as I reported over the past month and a half, 2 months, NXT UK was on its last legs. We saw the migration of talent, assimilation into the NXT roster. To, I mean, if you're gonna eliminate a brand, that had as good as talent as NXT UK, you send it out with a bang. You have a shit brand like like the new ECW, and you just let it go with Zeke Jackson. Um, I I think this is going to establish a much bigger roster. Um, do I think NXT Europe on the whole is a good idea? Oh God, no! I that no. I mean, what what land is encompassed under NXT Europe? Because apparently Asia is also being included in this. So it should be NXT Eurasia. But then again, I don't think they should have opened another brand across the pond. If they should have done anything, they should have opened it in another state.
And we talked a lot about that, but let's talk about the matches on this card. Um, we are at the NXT regular NXT and NXT UK Tag Team Championship unification match. Gallus versus Pretty Deadly versus the Creed Brothers versus Josh Briggs and Brooke Jensen. Drew, who wins this match?
First off, I gotta say this. Ever since they rebranded NXT to this NXT Rainbow Edition, I have not tuned into NXT. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to change because the direction of Triple H and the rest of DX, but I just felt like it was a horrible show to watch. There was no continuity. I didn't like any of the characters they were spotlighting week in and week out. So to be honest with you, do I really care about this show coming up on whatever day it is, Saturday, Sunday, next Tuesday at 4:30 in the morning? No. But if I have to pick somebody to win this that I would like to see win this, to be honest with you, would be Pretty Deadly. I think they're a little fun little team from what I've seen. And if you're rebranding everything, I think the best thing to do is put it on a heel team and then let the baby faces work underneath them to try to capture the gold.
What say you, Scooter?
Well, 4 p.m. afternoon show. So props to them for taking consideration for AEW. First, I have to say, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. I'm sorry, but this is probably going to offend a lot of people. And you can at me all you like. Josh Briggs either needs a haircut or a change in ring gear because he looks right out of an all-male party on Fire Island.
You say
And
he
that
looks like a stripper,
no,
a prostitute.
I'm saying he needs AZT. That's what he looks like.
Yes, but what he bring it to now?
If you were around in the 80s, in New York, you'd understand that. And I apologize to anybody in advance for that. It's just that curly mullet. As for the winner, I. The smart money is on the Creed brothers, but given that the diamond mine looks to be falling apart, I'm gonna go with Gallus.
I was gonna go with Gallus as well. Next match, NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match, because apparently there is no NXT UK Women's Tag Team Championships, thank God. We got Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Nikki Ass Ketchum and Dewdrop. Dewdrop, 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 Dewdrop. Who wins, Drew?
Um, let's keep it on the champs. Keep it with Chance and Carter.
Scooter.
One, I hope Dewdrop gets her name back. Let her go back to being Piper Niven, please. Yeah, this was a really smart move. You have a UK pay-per-view without two of your three major UK talents.
They fired. They fired all the rest of them.
I mean, yeah, Becky was not going to be there, and yet, I mean, yeah, for all intents and purposes, you could have done Aaliyah and Raquel against Nikki and Dewdrop,
But they're not the
and
NXT Women's Tag Team Champions.
either way, Chance and Carter.
Next match, North American Championship match. Honestly, I feel like if you're gonna watch any match from this PLE, it's gonna be Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet. I mean, that's gonna be a barn burner, any way you look at it. But who actually wins? Who?
It's Carmelo Hayes, man. That's the future right there. I agree with you. This match is going to probably steal the show. And to be honest with you, if I wasn't watching NXT like I have in the last maybe week or so, I would never know who Carmelo Hayes was. But seeing what he has done, I'm interested. But I think he keeps his title. I don't think Ricochet needs it going forward.
Well, I'd highly recommend you check out his Limitless career as Christian
Christian
Casanova.
Casanova.
Yeah. But what say you, Scooter?
I'm thankful that this match is not Carmelo Hayes versus Noam Dar.
I think we're all happy about that. Unless Elisa Fox comes back, then I'm all for that.
Um, Carmelo Hayes is the top promo cutter on NXT, as well as one of their top talents in the ring, and putting him against Ricochet is an absolute blast of a match under any circumstances. Um, the question is, are they going to pull the trigger on Carmelo being called up?
That's a good question. We kind of speculated that it could have been Del Fantasma.
It could have been. I was almost expecting Johnny Gargano, quite honestly, but I mean, if Ricochet wins, it's clear that Carmelo's going to get called up. But yeah, Carmelo retains.
Alright. Is the main reason so many WWE people on this card because not a lot of people, like Drew, not a lot of people are watching NXT at the moment, and they want to get eyes back on NXT?
Maybe, because to be honest with you, if it's supposed to be a developmental, of course it's okay for established stars to come back and kind of give guys the rub. And if from what you guys are saying, Carmelo Hayes is the next guy to be called up, you could do something where it's a screwy finish and he keeps the belt, and then or Ricochet keeps it, or it's a disputed kind of finish where nobody wins, and then the belt's kind of vacated, so they both go back to the main roster. But maybe, just maybe, it's not his time to be called up. He probably eventually will be called up because we're getting close into that whole Royal Rumble WrestleMania season after Survivor Series hits, and who knows where that's going. And plus, with Roman's schedule being changed due to his new contract, you're gonna need guys that are gonna be on the road. So maybe this is the swan song of some of these guys that we saw in 2.0 that are now ready to come to the main roster. So I don't know if there's a way you can make the finish screwy that they both can go to the main roster. But to be honest with you, as a person that doesn't really watch NXT anymore, it's just maybe they got to find a way to, maybe like you're saying, putting guys like a guy like Ricochet on the card is to get a guy like me that doesn't watch it to be more, oh, there's a main roster guy, let me check it out. So Maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're not. I don't know.
All right. Man, NXT and NXT UK Women's Championship Unification match. Mandy Rose versus Miko Satomura versus Blair Davenport. Kind of feels like there's absolutely no reason why Blair Davenport is in this match other than to actually maybe get the title. What say you, Squirtle?
I think it's the other way around. Blair Davenport's in this match so that to take the L, so that Mandy doesn't, or that Mika doesn't. But the question is, how much confidence do they have in Miko Satomura? Miko Satomura is up there in age. In fact, I believe she might be the oldest active competitor on the women's roster. I mean, I want Miko to win so bad. Oh God. And when you call yourself I'm sorry, not when you call yourself, but when you're called the final boss, you're called that for a reason. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go with Miko.
What say you, Drew?
I have to agree with Scooter. I like Blair Davenport, and I think Blair Davenport and Mandy Rose. Okay, but I agree with the age up there. They're saying due to her wiki, Miko is 42 years old. Maybe, just maybe, this is her shot to run with a title in a major promotion. I don't know much about her, but from what I have seen, I think she's amazing. And to be honest with you, I think it's time for Mandy Rose to move up to the main roster with Toxic Attraction, and Blair Davenport can be the one to take the fall.
I also do have to add the potential of a Sasha Banks Miko Satomura feud writes itself. Is it boss time or is it final boss time?
Yeah. But this does beg the question, what would Gigi do to get on this show?
Isn't Gigi injured?
Yes, she broke her toxics.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do, but you just broke her coccyx. Funny enough, I actually I actually wrote captions for a career retrospective on the career of Priscilla Kelly, aka Gigi Dolan.
Oh, interesting. Well, the next match, the main event, NXT Championship, NXT UK Championship Unification, the whole shebang match. Braun Breaker versus Master Tyler Bates.
Bait!
We're saying the same thing here, buddy. Drew, who wins?
Tyler Bate and Braun Breaker goes up to the main roster.
Yes, but is Bates dropping or is Braun breaking?
Bates winning the title. Braun is the one that's jobbing out. He's going to the main roster. I think Tyler Bates winning the whole shebang.
Wow. What's your use, Fiddle?
when you think of the plurality of things, this almost seemed kind of one-sided, especially since Trent 7 was released, and Mustache Mountain is no more.
Just a molehill. Mustache molehill.
Not to mention, I think Tyler Bate has one of the most slapping theme songs, and the most slapping theme song that reminds me of the rock and wrestling era. God.
Who are you going with?
But I honestly think it's going to be Breaker who wins, and it's Bate that's going to go up.
The way I could see it, if we're doing some good storytelling, I could see where Braun Draco wins the match and have maybe him turn heel and have Bates chase. And when we get closer to Mania, pull the trigger on Bates, have him beat Breaker, and have Breaker go to the main roster.
The only thing is we don't know where NXT Europe will be at that point.
Well, we don't know. Well, apparently Bates is in normal NXT now.
Yes, Tyler Bate is. Whether this is simply, just a layover, still remains to be seen.
Very true. Alright. Well, I'd say we'll review this next week, but probably we have more important things to review next week. So we will conclude that coverage for now.
Hey guys, this is Brutal Bob Evans from Hangs with Bob Seminars and TheWrestleLife.com, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.